And lawyers representing various parties in the case now say it is not the end of the road for the BBI process. They in fact insist they will retreat to consider the detailed judgment before revealing their way forward. For those against the process, however, they said it was a win for the Constitution and the people of Kenya. Let's listen in.
We do not agree with many of the findings by the judges. But again, our way forward will be determined by a comprehensive analysis of the full judgment of the court, which we do not have the benefit of as we speak. And the court has indicated that it will provide that on Monday. Once we do that comprehensive analysis, then we'll make a decision as to the next course of action.
It's all good that for the first time a serious look is being taken on a popular initiative. As you know, we had tried to do this previously. We commenced the first attempt with the COA Kenya at amending the Constitution. The Third Way Alliance also has made a similar attempt, but this is the first time that we have really had a real look at powers of amendment of the Constitution. So as the judges and all the other lawyers were saying, at the end of the day, the real winner is the Constitution itself, that we have taken this chance to have such a serious look at it. And possibly that is why it is equally important that somebody takes this to the Supreme Court, because in later generations then we'll have the rules laid down as to how we shall proceed in latter days.
I must say that there's maturity in our judicial processes and in our legal system. I think that is commendable. But more importantly, what I want to say is that the result of this appeal opens up other options. We can either go to the Supreme Court, but you know, one of our principals has said that we may not necessarily take that option. We can go to Parliament, because Parliament is a process.
It is possible to appeal to the Supreme Court, and that will be, we will have consultations in that. So you cannot say it's an end to it. Secondly, the BBI was an initiative. It contained certain proposals. You can always revive those proposals. You can revive and see which ones can be passed in Parliament without a referendum and which ones cannot. But in any event, what the court has said is that there are certain steps that need to be taken. There are certain ways of initiating it, and it should not be initiated by the president. So in theory, the only way one can say that is if they tie the BBI to the next general election. But the ideas in BBI can always be revived because they were for posterity. They were not just for the next general election.
The biggest thing is that the BBI process is not going to the referendum. And I think the other thing is that the Constitution has shown itself strong. There have been about 15 attempts to amend this Constitution. This was the strongest because you had the two biggest political forces combining on an issue, and that is constitutional amendment, spending like 2-3 years. I mean, it's well funded, but then the Constitution has also resisted that attempt to amend it. So for me, it's the strength of our Constitution and of our judiciary.
I feel vindicated. We had warned the president that this process is going to collapse way back in January. But instead of being heard, we were ejected from our position. We knew then that this process was fundamentally illegal. And what this court has done is to vindicate that position. The lessons are, number one, we need to respect the people. And number two, we need to focus more on issues of economy and supporting the poor person instead of altering our constitution.